We heard you were one of the team leaders who spoke up on Monday in a team meeting. What was your message then?
Um, just telling guys stay the course. You know, it's one of those years. You got a lot of adversity we got to fight through. Stick together, stay the course, take this thing 1 week at a time. Um, just go 1-0 this week. You know, keep our eyes on the big picture. We still have opportunity to accomplish everything we want, but we have to, focus in on this week. And main thing is just stay confident. Continue to play with confidence. Continue to work day to day with the same confidence that we had at the beginning of the year.
Brought up your leadership a lot over the years. Was that kind of always a natural trait for you? Is it something you felt like you needed to develop as you became a veteran?
I think for me, first and foremost, my work ethic is something that I've always had as a young player. It's something that I think made people gravitate towards me. I wasn't always a very vocal guy. I had, some good leaders when I was a younger player that I learned from, and I became more vocal. Just the more established I got as a player, more established I got in the locker rooms I've been in. It became more natural to me, and I'm not someone that speaks up all the time, but when I feel the need to, people know it's genuine, and I mean what I say. So I'm appreciative, that people have recognized that.
Sunday, where do you feel like that ranked among your personal best with the Seahawks?
It's a pretty good one. Considering, Chandler Jones is a really good player. I got a lot of respect for him, and just my preparation throughout the week, I knew I had to be at my best, to try to give us a chance to win. And thought I played pretty well. So, it was encouraging for me. Just got to keep that same thing going.
Duane, without Montez Sweat and Chase Young, have you noticed Washington's pass rush change? I would imagine it changes, but have they changed what they're doing because they don't have those guys?
Obviously, losing those two guys, it's a big blow. We have two talents, and like those guys, they're really good. But no, they haven't changed a lot. They still got some good players on that side of the ball. They got some young guys on the edge that's still been, productive. I don't think they've adjusted much to what they're doing, but they're still effective. They play hard. They're strong up front. So it's still a challenge for us. Again, those are two guys that I got a lot of respect for, and we played against them last year, so I know what they bring to the table. But we still have our hands full and have to respect the challenge we have.
How much of a challenge is it for the offense, maybe particularly for you guys up front, when the defense knows you're going to pass, like it's an obvious passing situation, versus when play action or the threat of the run is part of the equation as well?
It's not an ideal situation to be in, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. You get in those third and long situations, you got 2-minute drills, you got second and long. We try to avoid those as much as possible. But it happens, and when that happens, those guys pin their ears back. Most of those guys, all they want to do is rush the passer anyway. So you just gotta, man up and get your mind right, and do our job. We get paid to block those guys, so whatever the play is called, we got to do it. So again, we've been in a lot of those situations, in those third and long, second and long situations. So we're trying to eliminate those as much as possible to make it more balanced, so they don't quite know, and we're able to switch up what we do as an O-lineman.
How does play action help offensive linemen, if at all?
It helps a lot. Having an effective run game and setting that up, it just keeps them on their heels. Again, when you're just dropping back, pass pro, kick sliding, you're kind of reacting off of what they're doing. When you're able to switch up your set, go get those guys, make them think it's a run, just kind of throws them off a little bit. Just a chess game, so being able to put that into your repertoire, it helps me a lot. I think it helps other guys as well.
The numbers obviously haven't been good, third down, number of plays, all that. But with the talent you have on this offense, how confident are you of it turning around here?
Still very confident, man. We're somewhat healthy. We got guys out there that can produce. We got a lot of talent to still be a very explosive offense. Just about executing. We got to execute. We have to start faster. You know, we kind of start the game slow and high flashes. We just got to start fast, continue to play with that confidence, and just do what we can do. You know, we know what we're capable of, but we have to go do it. You know, and we haven't been able to do that the last few weeks. So, no better week to put it together than this one.
What are you guys losing by not having Chris Carson for the rest of the year?
Chris is a big part of our offense, man. Big part of this team. I think, you know, what he brought to the table, the way he ran the ball, it set a tone for us. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big part of our identity. You know, so, you know, I hate losing him for the year. You know, I just, you know, pray for his health more than anything. But you know, we got some guys that can tote the ball. You know, we got all the faith in those guys as well. So, just all about going out there and doing it.
What's it like for offensive linemen when your offense is going up tempo and you're running around, not getting a huge break between plays? What's that like for you?
I enjoy it, you know, because I mean it can get you tired. But as tired as we are, we always know that they're more tired than we are. They have to run more than we do. They have to react more than we do. So I like the change up. I like going up tempo. I think it throws them off some. They get more tired, especially when you go to pass the ball. The pass rush isn't quite the same, you know what I mean, as it is when they're breaking the huddle. The blitzes aren't the same. They aren't able to dial up everything they want to get done.
Growing up, you grew up in Richmond, right?
Yeah.
Were you a fan of the Washington team growing up?
No, I wasn't. I was actually a Giants fan growing up. I was a fan of Lawrence Taylor, so that was my team. But some of my family members were, you know, they were the closest team to us. So a lot of my family members were Washington football team fans, you know. So I have a lot of family out there that'll be attending the game. So looking forward to that.
How many people are going to be there?
About 15. Not crazy, but good amount.
How does that work? What, you get a certain number of tickets, or is that only for home games? How does it work?
I had to go get those. Had to go get those, but no, it's all good. I don't get a chance to play out there too often, so you know, I'm looking forward to it.
How would you do blocking Lawrence Taylor?
I've thought about that quite a bit. Be a great challenge. Great challenge. He was a bad man, you know. So he helped shape our position. You know, he's the reason that guys like me get paid. So I'm grateful.
Did you get some pretty good tickets for the family?
Yeah, I held him down. You know what I mean? I held him down. I got some good tickets for him.
You guys are a really good team on first and second down, but as you know, it's not translating to third down so much. Why do you think that is?
I can't tell you, man. I wish I knew. You know, again, I just think we got to execute, man. We got to execute. We got everything we need. Got everything we need. We don't need anything else than what we have in the locker room. So it's just all about getting it done. Just making that commitment to executing small details and just finishing drives.
Duane, what's Russ been like going through all this? Obviously, it's been a trying year for him, being injured for the first time in his career. What's he been like, and you know, when things are not obviously going the way you guys want here this last couple of weeks in particular?
I mean, he's been great. You know, he's the embodiment of just consistency and just being even killed. You know what I mean? Like, when everything happened in my mind, I thought, you know, how tough it could have been, you know, to go your whole playing career at every level and not miss a game. And then it happened this year. Like, you know, it's a shock to your system, you know, but, you know, he's been great. He's been in it. You know, he's came back. You know, he's never gotten down on himself. He's never gotten down on the team. He's still the ultimate leader. And, you know, it helps everybody, you know, when he has that kind of mentality, you know. So, you know, we got all the faith in the world in him. He has all the faith in the world in us. And so we're looking forward to going out and just getting the job done this week.
How do you decompress after rough games? Not personally, like if you guys just lose. Just how do you decompress
As
after those?
how do I? Just as a team or just me?
Personally.
I don't know, man. I mean, I've played this game so long, you know what I mean? Like, you try to put everything you can into the preparation, into the game. When it doesn't go the way you want it, you know, you watch the film, you have whatever emotions you have about it, but you let it go after a day. After a day, you got to let it go. Got to look towards the next week. And, you know, looking at our schedule this year, it's just, we have a lot of challenges. You know what I mean? Our division is tough. We've had some tough, you know, out of the division opponents. And so you have to let it go quickly. because next team's coming, they don't care. They don't care how you feel about it. So that's just my mentality, and I think that's most people's mentality here.
Anything else, guys? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.